Hi guys, Chris here with Super Savvy Travelers. Hey, it's a beautiful day today, as you can see. Oh my gosh, so pretty out. It's like maybe about 61 degrees, not super warm, but really, really nice. Anyway, I wanted to give you your 1-year move to Italy checklist. So these are just a general idea of things that you want to get done before you move to Italy. And you can get started on them right now. So the first one is you have to get your CODICE FISCALE. We've talked about this before. Your CODICE FISCALE is the Italian tax code. It's like a social security number, but kind of not. It doesn't have to be secret from anybody. It's basically a number for when you start purchasing things in Italy. Any big purchase, a car, even furniture and that kind of thing, you do need your CODICE FISCALE. The second thing is you have to start planning your finances. You do need a certain amount of passive income in order to apply for an elective residency visa, which is how you get to stay here and retire or do whatever it is. Elective residency visa is basically a visa that it's a non-working visa. So if you're going to be here and be retired, that's the visa that you're going to want. In order to apply for the elective residency visa, you do have to have passive income in the amount of equivalent of 31,000 euros per year for a person, and for a couple it's 38,000 euros per year. Now if you have a dependent child, you're going to need another 20% of that on top of that as far as passive income. Now passive income is things like rental income, any sort of income that's expected to go on indefinitely. Social Security, I believe, counts. All of these things you'll have to run by METTA at Studio Legale METTA, because he's the expert on all this stuff. But get started thinking along those lines as well. You can restructure some of your retirement plans to be income. So having a whole lot of money in the bank is not going to get you here, but somehow dispersing it in a way that can be considered passive income will. And again, that's a METTA question, but that is something you can do. The next thing you want to do is renew your passport. Oh my gosh, everybody forgets to do this. And you need to have your passport renewed for at least 6 months beyond the period that you plan to be here. So get your passport renewed, renew your driver's license, get all your medical stuff up to date. Get your medical records and things, because you're going to need a doctor here and they're going to need to have access to that too. So all the stuff that you need to survive and function in life, you need to get that all up to date and ready to go. Now, a little note on international driver's licenses. Those are great, but all they do really is validate your local driver's license. They're only good for 1 year, and they're not valid without your local driver's license. The next thing you want to do is start on your visa process. These can be lengthy, so you want to get started right away. Again, our friend METTA at Studio Legale METTA does this. Whether it's a JURE SANGUINIS, I don't know whether I'm saying that right or not, or just elective residence visa or anything like that, he's the expert, and they have packages available to where they're ready for anything. I think they have a 100% success rate on the ones that they've tried to get visas for people or get, citizenship and that sort of thing. It can be an extremely long and frustrating process if you don't have somebody in your corner that knows what they're doing. You can do it on your own, but definitely get started right away. Another point about the elective residency visa is you do have to start that at home in your local consulate. You can't start it while you're in Italy. Now, the next thing you want to look at is lodging. Are you going to own a home or are you going to rent one? You're going to need to have some sort of proof of accommodations before you get your elective residency visa and before you get your permesso di soggiorno, which is after the elective residency visa. It's a 2-step process. So you can look at rental contracts. It has to be good for either 6 months or a year. Or you can just purchase a home, which is what we did, and that makes it easy. You own your home, you're here, that's your address, blah, blah, blah. It's a whole lot simpler. Rental contracts can be a little bit tricky. Sometimes you can find them. My advice on that, if you're planning on renting, is come over and find somebody and then rent from them. Now, if you are renting, your rental contract does have to be recorded in the local comune. Another thing you have to do is check into health insurance. Now, I know that Italy has universal health insurance. However, from what I'm hearing from everybody that I've talked to, it's really good to supplement that with a supplemental health insurance policy. You can get those for a few €100 a year. From what I understand, the quality of treatment is better, the speed of treatment is better, and the accommodations are better if you have to be hospitalized, so it's definitely worth it. Okay, once you arrive in Italy, after that whole 1-year plan goes through and you're here, you have to go to your local comune and you have to apply for your permesso di soggiorno. You have to do that very quickly, so make sure you get that going. The next thing you want to do is buy a car and get your car insurance and registration and all that stuff. And then another thing that I would really highly recommend is figure out how to get to the local hospital, where everything is, the post offices, find out where your pharmacies are and that kind of thing. Also, find out what the emergency numbers are in Italy. They're different than in the US, and you don't think about it until you need them. And then the last thing is just move in and enjoy. You know, much of the process is, you know, finding the best place to buy such and such, or finding the best place to get vegetables or macelleria or anything. That's actually the fun part. Finding all the best places to eat, the fun things to do, those are really a joy. So those I think you should go and enjoy once you've done all the heavy work and gotten yourself over here. So anyway, I hope this helps you. If you're planning on coming over and looking for a property, let me know. We're at info@supersavvytravelers.com. Also, I may have a line on some more agents up in Northern Italy, so stay tuned. See ya.